Aloha, happy Aloha Monday, gang. Oh, the dogs don't want these treats, do they? Uh-huh. Hopefully, we will shut them up. Okay, I really don't need them barking right. Okay, now they're happy. Now they're happy. And I did not have Cheetos. So after we run out of dog treats, they get Ritz crackers. It's the great thing of having dogs that really care what the treat is. I literally can give my dogs dog food and they think it's a treat. So hey guys, first of all, thank y'all so much for dealing with me. I know I'm a little late, and sorry I'm doing a couple different things right now because I have some people who are joining or trying to watch us on Facebook today, and I want to make sure that they can actually communicate over there. So I've never done this before, and I'm hoping this works. If you're over on Facebook right now, could you please type something in as soon as you get there so that I know you are there? And then I know a way I can do this real quickly. And I'm going to actually go in through my other thing. But in the meantime, while I'm trying to solve this, I'm going to okay, I can do two things at once, can't I? Yeah, sure I can. And say some real quick highs to oh my gosh, we got some, oh my God, look at chat. I love seeing all of y'all there. Shit. Sorry, gang. That was a bunch of diamond painting stuff that just literally fell off my side table. Sorry, I didn't shake the bag this time, but I just made tons of noise. So yeah, that's not good. So let's see real quickly if I can get this going. I'm going to go over here. Sorry. Okay, now I'm going to try to type something in real quickly. Hey there from myself. And ah, let's see, this may have worked. Yes, and I can see it over here on StreamYard. So we are good. We are good right now. So hopefully, I know we have, actually, we do have some family members right now who are watching right now. And I really just want to make sure that we have all this set up. Guys, I woke up this morning and, well, let me say hi to everyone first. My mind is all over the place. And by the way, before we get going and I bring up the slideshows of everything, um, this is who we're talking about today. This is Michelle. Michelle went missing a little over a month ago. What is so concerning about this one for me and many of you guys who understand medical conditions is she has type 1 diabetes. Not sure how many of you guys understand type 1 versus type 2, and we'll go through that when we discuss this. But type 1 depends on medical care, and she has not had that potentially for a whole month. So we need to get this out. Okay. PJ, lighting their way home. Thank you so much. Anything you could do on sharing this one. As we go through the story, you'll hear a little bit more. There's going to be a press conference coming up in a couple days. And we will go through all that. But some real quick highs to everyone in chats. We have in the bushes. Hey, in the bushes. How you doing, my dear? And BC, thank you for this case. That's how I woke up this morning. I didn't have a new case to cover. And I went to BC and she'd been looking at this. And like she said to me, she needs cover. This is a medical thing. This is a lot of things that need to get out ASAP. And so thank you, BC, so much for this. I really appreciate that. And so yeah, don't rattle the doggy treats. Exactly. They're out of doggy treats, I think. I'm not going to touch that because Cassie's smart enough to know that I might be grabbing a dog treat bag and I want to trick her right now. So there's my Christola girl. How you doing, my dear? Christola's been looking up information also so she can help you guys out in chat with information. And there is Cool Gamer. How you doing, Cool Gamer? And let's see, Delana is here. Thanksgiving was amazing. It really was amazing. And now the dogs are wanting more treats. And I'm out of treats, so they get Ritz. Yeah, Thanksgiving was wonderful. I hope it was amazing for everyone else. And just so you guys know, well, I'll explain that once I get to it. But let's see, who else is there? We do have a family member over on Facebook watching, as well as possibly some other people. As you guys know, I'm new to doing the Facebook streaming. So I'm going to try to pull as many of your guys' comments up on screen as possible during this live. So it's going to be a little different in that because I want them to be able to see it, because I just got off the phone from them, talking with them. And as we were doing that, I was talking about just how you guys as a community, you are very respectful of what's been going on and everything, but you also like to help try come up with ideas that may not have been come up with, ways to find out things or figure out stuff that's going on. That's kind of what we all do. And but you do it very respectfully, and I've always appreciated that. And there's our PJ here. Hello, 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 Miss PJ. And PJ's another one, by the way, for family members that I was talking about. She does a lot of great work at getting the word out about people who've gone missing. So I will definitely pull up comments as things come out. And if you guys can do me a huge favor, I've got the posters. Okay, they're in my Discord right now. We need to spread this. Over the next 48 hours, Wednesday is the press conference for this case. And the more we can share this story out, it would be wonderful if her name and her photo is as populated out there as so many of the other cases. And Delana, really, see, and that's it. That's why I think it's so important. So Delana's daughter was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, juvenile diabetes. Michelle, I just found out, was diagnosed at age 9. So that's what type 1, yes, you can get it sometimes a little older. It's a slightly different version of diabetes in the way the insulin works in the body and all, but it is very, very heavily dependent. Most of your type 1 diabetics need to have insulin. Your pancreas is not putting out the insulin. Okay, so your blood sugar can go super freaking high and it can bottom out. Okay, in just the same way, but you don't have any way of getting more insulin out just by diet alone or things like that. And also, most of these people with type 1 diabetes wear an insulin pump. Okay, you may have seen these things where they put them on the kids, arms and stuff. You wear these pumps, okay, usually within other areas, but you have these areas where you can keep track of the sugar on the arm. Okay, you've got a pump where you actually have insulin continuously feeding into the body. Sorry, dogs are barking. And so that as the sugar is going up, it's popping in this, it's controlling it actively, rather than the way of, oh, we just got every couple hours give a little more insulin. So she needs this insulin to live. She needs insulin to live. And that is one of the things that makes this so important, that we get the word out as quickly as possible. So let me do, yeah, prayers going up. Prayers definitely going up for sure. And yeah, very dependent, life-threatening without it for sure. And we've been a month. Now, guys, there are ways of, sorry, pup is being a control freak. And there are ways she can be getting insulin, okay, going to the doctor or things like that. But guys, she has to have the insulin. She has to. And Delana, your daughter wears the Omnipod. Okie doke. See, there you go. Yeah, BC, I'm so happy they're doing the press conference. And the press conference, we'll get into it a little bit more later, but it's actually the Cleveland, I want to get this name right, Cleveland Family Center for Missing and Children and Adults. And they have just done such an amazing, from Degina and all, and they're doing a great job. They're going to bring the whole family in and talk about this and getting the word out, because we know how important this is to get out. So what I want to do, and sorry, I just realized I did not do what I needed to do to start. So let me share this one video. I want to share, first of all, with you a news story. that came out. Now, the reason I wanted to share this news story is because it truly does. Oh God, we're going to have a wonderful, good old fashioned advertisement. What would life be without advertisements? So I'll try to talk through that, and then as soon as that's up, we'll get it going. But this news station was able to sit down with family, talk about Michelle, who Michelle is. And we talk about that all the time here, that's what we're all here about, is that person who's missing. And knowing who that person is, it's not just this photo. That's not Michelle. Michelle is a hell of a lot more than that. Okay, I mean, family, no. Okay, think about your own family for a second. And if one of your family members, okay, sister, brother, a child, okay, a good friend that you've been friends with for most of your life went missing, you can, I guarantee you right now, if you'd be seeing a poster with a picture of that person on there, you'd be like, there's so much more. That picture, you're remembering when that picture was taken and all these other things, what makes a person tick. And that's why I wanted to share this video with you, because a lot of it does also include the interview, so we can get to know Michelle a little bit. And then we're going to kind of come into the story itself and walk through everything that happened and all. So let me go ahead and start this. And if we're lucky, nope. Oh, you guys get to see what I've been doing. If only it hadn't fallen on the ground and all. This is actually who I buy. I have a diamond painting from them right here that I got to get started on someday. But once I seal these, this new set is going to go in the store. So those of you, I did not plan that. Honestly. Oh, wait. Okay, let me change this up. Okay, hopefully we can hear this. Oh, I could have skipped the ad. Well, sorry, guys. You got stuck with that little bit of entertainment. I am skipping the ad now, though. Okay, let's see what we can
New
do.
tonight, a Warrensville Heights woman has been missing for 3 weeks and faces an urgent need for medical support. Emma Henderson sat down with her family, who's asking for help in finding her.
Step into Ebony Arnold's living room, and the first thing you'll learn is that her sister, 23-year-old Michelle, is very loved and very missed.
All the groceries were still there. Nothing was touched. Her video game was on pause. The lights were on in the house. So we knew that she was, suspecting to come back.
That's how she says the apartment Michelle was last seen at was found when police were called to do a welfare check. Michelle's sisters and mother have come together with a simple plea. They want Michelle home. They say Arnold was last seen on Banbury Court in Warrensville Heights 3 weeks ago, and the 23-year-old needs her medication to survive.
She can't go 24 hours without her diabetic medication. We're going on 3 weeks as of today, and the holidays are next week. This is not like her. She's very dependent. The last time she was seen, that's why, my brother's girlfriend had to get her groceries. She only had like $1.34 to her name. So it's not like she just up and just, hey, I need a break.
It's not easy to sit for an interview like this, pleading that someone knows something, or hoping that by some small miracle their loved one is tuning in. But Michelle's family is not giving up, because for them, none of this is easy. The not knowing, the working with detectives, the watching and waiting as they search for something, anything to give them a clue. For Arnold's sisters, they're now having difficult conversations with their kids about their aunt.
My baby, my 12-year-old, he said, I said, how do you feel? I asked him, and my 12-year-old, he said, it feels like my heart has a hole, like just a piece of my heart is missing, like it's gone. And that was the best way for him to describe what he felt.
Right. We gonna find her, baby. We gonna find her. We gonna find her.
This is Michelle Arnold. Her family says she's 23, 5'5", last seen on Banbury Court in Warrensville Heights. If you know anything, please call police. In Warrensville Heights, Emma Henderson, 3 News.
The family has been checking area hospitals to see if she or any Jane Does are there and have had no luck. Again, if you know anything, please call Warrensville Heights Police.
Okay, guys. So thank you, first of all, Cristola, for pulling all this information up for everyone. That's all the information when we're out looking for Michelle. And yeah, Delana, I look at that and I see people having to comfort each other, and it's hard. And it's something that we all see. And at this time of year, having to explain to children and all what's going on. Yeah. So what can we do though? What can we do right now? Okay, unfortunately, a lot of us, we can't go and help with, going and searching on foot. I mean, I'm in Hawaii. But what we can do is hit that share button over and over and over. Okay, and that's what needs to happen in this case. We need to share this case because let me ask you guys the question I always ask at the top of each live. How many of you have heard about Michelle? Okay, let me go back to this. And how many of you have heard Michelle's story? How many knew that there was a young, gorgeous woman by the name of Michelle Arnold missing? And we're in this age of the internet where we can share out these stories just like that. Okay, it's so simple. Put a 1 in chat if you've heard of Michelle's story. Put a 2 in chat if you have not. That way I also have a better idea on how many of you, how detailed I need to go on this discussion here. So I know I've extended, by the way, thank you, Sleuth Mom, for the information on this. I've extended my latency, which allows you guys to watch with closed captioning now. So I know I have to talk a lot longer to allow you guys to type in your 1s and 2s. And, yeah, while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to take this down because from at this point, we've got pictures of Michelle up all the time. And Michelle, 2. We're getting some numbers and popping in now. Grateful. Cat Mama, our Cat Mama's number 2. And Delana, yes. And I always say not knowing is the worst ever, and knowing your child is insulin dependent at that. Yeah, Delana, and is the mother of someone who is, that feeling. Cristola's a 2. Okay, Delana. Okay, so you had heard a little bit about, Michelle. So that's great. That's great. So you kind of come in this and might be able to come up with some of the thoughts that a lot of people won't be taking the step to. So when we look at any missing person, we remember that it is not just the person we're seeing on the screen. Okay, it is someone else. Someone in this case, her whole family states that she's so sweet, humble, meek. I heard the word meek pop up. Laid back. Okay, these are words that were used to mention her. The other word that I heard mentioned, in many comments throughout research was dependent. Okay, I don't know about you, but whenever you're someone who has healthcare issues, you tend to be dependent on other people. You grow up dependent on other people, not only for your own health, because you depend on people to recognize that your behavior is not normal at that moment. But many times it also, our health involves itself into our regular lives. Maybe we aren't able to take a job like we would love to take because we're balancing some other issue, whether it be a invisible illness, we've talked about those on the mental health lives before, or an outright visible illness. And Michelle was described as dependent. She had family in her life that loved and cared for her. She has these people in her life who are there for her every moment. How a lot of this got kicked off, and one of the bits of information you're going to hear about are groceries that were sitting on the countertop, not packed. They had not been unpacked yet. And those groceries were there because she had family members going out and shopping and getting groceries for her because she was financially having issues at the time. And so all these things come into play when we're talking about something that happens to another person. Christola, oh no, didn't add her weight and other that's all. No, that's no problem. You were pulling all this together last minute, my dear. I just appreciate you doing what you do, honestly. So, okay, so before we go into the story itself, okay, we have this all information here. Okay, Michelle went missing on, okay, October, let me make this bigger so I can see it for the numbers, October 26th of this year. So we are talking 1 month as of yesterday, guys. Okay, she went missing in Warrensville Heights, Ohio. Now, she herself is from another area, an area called Maple Heights. She was actually in Warrensville Heights to pick up some of her belongings from her girlfriend's apartment. That's what she was doing there at the time. And she's 23 years young. Yes, dogs, I hear you guys. 23 years old, 5'5", 150 pounds. She has black hair that's often braided, and all the pictures that you see right here, okay, and we'll see they are braided, and brown eyes. Now, the one other thing that I am adding in with her eyes is she has glasses. Does that mean she's always wearing glasses? Okay. Thank you so much over on Facebook. Thank you so much, actually. In fact, here it is right here. Ebony was mentioning here, video game was paused at the home as well. And all. So there's a lot of things as we go through this, guys. There are definitely, as Crystal is saying, some very concerning things here. Okay, you guys know how I feel about missing no matter what, whether they're runaway, whether they are whatever. Okay, no, I don't care. A person who's missing is a person who's missing. But in this case, I also am seeing a lot of red flags. I'll be blunt, guys. I'm seeing red flags here, plain and simple. And so she may have her glasses on, as KK would tell us if she was in chat right now. Okay, glasses can be removed. So it's good to see her with glasses and without. So that's why I'm very happy the family has shown pictures of both. And we're going to go through, you guys know about her type 1, okay, and being on the insulin pump. She was last seen wearing, she loved to wear black. That's one of the first posts that I saw mentioned that she loved it, kind of like me, other than the fact I'm wearing this today. Every one of my t-shirts are black. And so she was last seen wearing black Balenciaga sneakers with a B on them, a black crossbody bag, gray sweatpants, and a white shirt. That's what she was last seen in. Okay. Month later, she could be in another outfit, but we don't know. And yes, Cristola, she's absolutely beautiful. She really is beautiful. Some of these pictures of her, really, really beautiful. And all. So let me go here. So from here on out, we have a bunch of different pictures to look at. For those of you on Discord, you know how you can get my posters. So you can get them out on Instagram and all that. I will be posting all the posters also out on Instagram and Facebook under both my accounts as soon as I'm done with this. And so let's start going through this. And by the way, I have seen a hashtag with this, and it's Bring Shell, CHELLE. So if any one of you are into hashtags and all, okay, we do have a hashtag that we can utilize when sharing her story. So last seen, October 26th. Okay, looks like what happened leading up to that is she was going to her girlfriend's house, wanted to pick up some of her belongings at the house, and exactly, PJ, very, very much so. Went over to the house. While she was at the house, at some point, one of her family members, I think it was her, and I may be wrong on this, I think it was her brother's girlfriend, went and bought some groceries. Okay, whether those were delivered or how they were delivered, they were in the apartment. Okay, as I said, she had family who were there supporting her. and they knew she needed food and stuff like that. So they had bought a bunch of groceries, and those groceries were later found sitting out on the countertops, still in the bags. They had not been unpacked. They had not been put away. None of that. And so from Banbury Court to Warrensville Heights to pick up her belongings. The next thing we know is a welfare check was called in. Now, we all, especially here on YouTube, know about our welfare checks and all, but welfare checks can very much be used to help check on people that you are worried about. Yes, they can also be used for nefarious purposes, as we all know here on YouTube and in other ways. Okay. But basically, in this case, Michelle's girlfriend's cousin was friends with Michelle also. You know, your significant other and families all become friends. Well, what ended up happening was the girlfriend's cousin said she got a text message from Michelle saying, I love you. Love you. And she got concerned and made the decision to call in a welfare check. Yeah, exactly. And Christola, one of the reasons why I'm bringing this up is I'm not, you know me, I try not to go out there and go too far, but yeah. She made this call anyhow. She made this call in to say, you know what? My cousin's girlfriend just sent me a text message saying, love you. And can I call a welfare check in? And so police show up at the house, at the apartment, and knock on the door. Answers, they go in. Michelle's not there. Okay, Michelle is nowhere to be found in the house. On top of that, as I mentioned, the groceries are all sitting out waiting to be unpacked. They're still sitting there. I don't know what was in them. For all we know, there could have been eggs in there. There could have been milk in there. There could have been ice cream in there, for all we know. Okay, but they're sitting here, just sitting on the counter. Lights in the house are on. Someone has been in this house recently. Why do we know that? Well, other than the lights being on, well, someone could have left those on. Well, the big telltale sign is there is a game on the TV, a video game, and that video game is paused. They were in the middle of this video game, and someone, presumably Michelle, okay, or girlfriend, or whoever it was that was in the house at that time, made the decision to pause the TV, pause the game they were playing, get up, grab stuff, grab phone and all, because I think she did, from what my understanding, she had her phone. Her phone is off now. And but had those basics with her. And because she did have her bag with her at the time. And left the lights on, left the groceries sitting there, and left the house. And so those information leave me thinking that she expected to come back. Whoever did that expected to come back. You usually don't leave a video game on pause if you're not planning on coming back pretty soon, right? I play World of Warcraft. I can honestly tell you that. Yeah, exactly. Okay, you don't just, when I'm playing WoW, okay, and someone says, hey, we got to go. Before I pause something, I'll be like, okay, 1 second. Let me finish this, get to a place where I can save the game. And save the game, because if you pause it, depending on the game, you could be in a world of hurt later. Just saying. Okay, I don't know what game was being played or anything like that, but that does need to be pulled into, because I would never leave without saving first. So she left at that time. No one's left in the house. Now, there's some other information that has come up and since then, which I will get to. Oh, also, from the time she disappeared, she has gone completely quiet on social media. She's usually very active on social media. Okay, very, very active on social media. And social media has gone totally quiet. Her phone is dead. No answers. And thank you, PJ. And um, but a couple things have popped up, and I am going to add this in because I think it is just again part of the facts, not making assumptions or anything outside of that. But I try to any of the facts that we can pull up, okay, surrounding a disappearance become important. In talking and with family and all, I was able to find out that, haha, BC, you are so good. BC just hit on where I'm getting ready to talk about. Because I'd been wondering that exact question too. Is the girlfriend missing also? Um, no, the girlfriend is not missing now. Okay, she's around. She's okay, from my understanding, she's around. However, Michelle's family, okay, in the same way any of us, if my brother went missing tomorrow, I guarantee you, with as much as I follow true crime and all that, I would be researching every little possibility out there. I'd know, okay, let's check into the phones, let's check into all the neighborhood ring camera footage, all those things. And that's what they've done. They've started contacting people in the neighborhood. Do you have ring camera footage? We're trying to find out what happened. Did she run out of the building? Was someone with her when she left the building? What happened as she left that building? We covered a case last week where a strange young woman entered a house with a gentleman. No one knew this woman. And they caught her on video camera. Without that video camera, they never would have had that ability. So they've gone out there and checked. And what they have found is some video footage of Michelle walking out of the apartment, leaving the apartment, and behind her is her girlfriend. So the two of them were together, okay, before she disappeared. Okay, now we don't know what that means. Okay, it could be something nefarious. Okay, it could also be that they were together and then the girl, I don't know. I don't know what the story of the girlfriend is right now. I honestly do not. And but the girlfriend might have separated from there and they went their separate ways when they got to the car or something. I don't know. But it does sound like the facts are speaking that the girlfriend was behind Michelle as they were leaving the premises. And so important bit of information there. What is very concerning again, and I'm going to go back to this, type 1 diabetic, she does not have her medicine with her. Delana can speak for this. Okay, you go without your medicine, you're in for a world of hurt. Just in the last year, okay, to give you an idea how dangerous it can be when you're a type 1 diabetic. Okay, Michelle was hospitalized, not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times Michelle was in the hospital due to diabetes. Okay, that's serious. That's a sign of someone whose diabetes is not under control to begin with. And if you don't have the insulin, and thank you, Ebony, for answering that question. So the girlfriend walked behind her as they left. And when she came back to the apartment, she was walking by herself. And thank you, Ebony. Thank you so much. And yeah, it could be a complete coincidence. It could be more. That's what the police are going to look at. That's what police have to look at. We have to trust that they are going to look at those. And then as a community, we push them, okay, to help in finding out those answers. And we support them, okay, as they try to do that, okay, because the answers are out there and they need to be found. This young woman is out there somewhere, and she has to be found. Okay, no matter what, she has to be found. Okay, someone out there knows what happened to her after she walked out of that house, that apartment complex. They have to know what happened after that, whether it's just one person or one person and others who happen to have seen. Did anyone see them? Did anyone see her alone after that? All of those things get very important. Crystal, I had a friend who had type 1 diabetes, and he was constantly in and out of the hospital. He would get terrible pneumonia. Yeah. It's not, guys, this is the reason why I wish to God more missing people were seen seriously. But unfortunately, as we know, once you become a certain age, people are like, oh, well, you have the ability to leave on your own. So we can't really, they could be a runaway, or they could have just left on their own and all, even though family's screaming like, no, that's not the norm for them. What made the difference in this case is this is a young woman who has serious health issues. And that's what allowed the police to say, okay, yeah, no, this is not one of these other cases that keep dropped off to the side. And this needs to be followed through. Very serious situation to be in. Heart goes out to the family. It really does. Okay. And not that time of year makes any difference whatsoever. It honestly, okay, it should not make any difference, but it does. Because you have all the memories that go with that time of year. Okay, any of you who've lost a loved one. Okay, I lost my dad a couple years ago. And certain times of the year, you just have memories. We went to Buca de Beppo for Thanksgiving this year because Dad used to love it. And we sat there looking at the pictures, you know how Buca de Beppo has all the pictures, old timey pictures and all. And we were talking about old times. And so it's a hard time for a family to be in. Police have been asked, there has been, because of the healthcare connection on this, there have been a lot of coverage locally. Okay, local coverage, guys. I'm going to say there's a lot of concerns. We all know Ohio, and the number of disappearances out of that area is staggering. And we don't know until we know what happened. We can't say what happened. Okay. We don't know. There are always, it's like I say, even with runaways. Okay. People are like, it doesn't matter. They're just a runaway. Well, yeah, the runaway runs into someone else and things go off in a different direction at that point. There's a lot going on in that area. And so police have been going to the press, and the press has been pushing the story. Okay, about a week, 2 weeks ago, there was a big push. I suspect there will be another big push after Wednesday, which is good, because each time there's a push, more people see. And there's a chance that someone who has seen or heard something, because in all honesty, a lot of times it's about someone who goes talking to someone else. And we all have the same responsibility to do what is right in the end. And there's quite a few reasons to be looking for her, just in circumstances alone. Illness ramps up, so please, yeah, exactly. PJ, yeah. Thank you for the prayers, my dear. BC, last I knew, insulin wasn't real cheap to get without insurance. Yes. Great point, BC. Very good point there. Without, okay, the more life-saving a medication is, the more expensive it is. And insulin is life-saving. It's not a Tylenol. It's not a medicine to help you get through the flu or something like that if you're Joe Blow. No, it's the difference between life and death for people. And because of that, it's freaking expensive. And, oh, thank you, Ebony. Now thank you for sharing that. So it's the family that's pushing Cleveland missing. The police did not go to Cleveland missing. Cleveland missing has done an amazing job, guys. They've noticed the issue that's going on over there. Whether it be from just runaway type things to trafficking. Trafficking is a huge issue right now in many, many locations. That's one of them. Um, that's yeah, no, Cleveland, guys, I'm going to share more information about them once we're done so that for those of you, I know a lot of you right now out there are looking for your end of the year donation places. I know my parents used to do this at the end of the year. They're looking for who they can donate to because you need to get all your donate. If you're going to try to get them on your taxes, you got to get it by December 31st. So I'm going to share information out. So if anyone is interested, they can help support them because that's exactly what they've been doing. Yeah, EpiPens and Arcan are the other things that are extremely. Christola, thank you, and Ebony, that message is for you. And that's it. It's fighting the fight because in the end, we know families are the one who really fight. The families are the ones that, and that's why it's so sad when you see people go missing that don't have the family. And that's why it's so hard. But her family is fighting. They are really, and unfortunately, it's due to families fighting that we hear about this. We should hear about all these cases no matter what. But in reality, we hear about these cases because the family are fighting so hard to keep it in the news. And thank you, Christola. And KK, love you, my dear. I hope mom's doing good. I hope mom's doing good and taking her meds. And so the police were asked by the press, could foul play be involved in this case? And they did say point blank, nothing has been ruled out. Which to me is them saying possibly. Okay. To me, if you're going to sit there and respond to the question, could foul play be involved? And you're going to respond that nothing's been ruled out. You're saying that that's a possibility still. So sorry, I'm moving my camera a bunch. And and honestly, that's something that's scary. But again, there's other options. Okay. People make decisions at the where something just changes and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I want to go do this and I want to try this. So that's why I always also say there is hope. There is always hope. And how many stories have we all heard, okay, where everyone had given up hope and then hope came together in the end? Does it happen all the time? No, but it does happen. And oh, Butterfly, how are you doing, Butterfly? No problem, my dear. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, my dear. And so, yeah, that's it. Yeah, when they say, oh, foul play is still, yeah, then that's a possibility. So where I want to leave you guys with right now is this. We've got, sorry, here. Oh, also, Ebony is saying thank you, Christola. I wanted to make sure to hit that. And and thank you, Miss KK. KK, this one is really, I'll talk to you privately about it and bring you back up to date on it, but we need to get the word out. The next step for this is getting, there's my KK comment. Always don't forget, hair can be cut, it can be changed, tattoos can be covered. In this case, I don't think I don't know. Actually, Ebony, does she have any tattoos that you know of? We'll do Butterfly. We'll do, my dear. I'm not sure. I'm trying to look to see if I see any tattoos on her. I'm not sure in the one where she's on her phone if I'm seeing something on her forearm or not. But yeah, that is a good question. I had not thought about that one. I hadn't seen anything about tattoos yet, but it is a good point. Good. KK, Loco mentioned you'd be saying something. We know it's the KK comment. It's the KK comment. So while I'm getting, okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So she does have a tattoo. So what KK said is true. Okay, tattoos can be covered, especially in certain cases. However, they also may not. So that's why it's important for us to know about these also. So, it's her mom's name. So she's got the name. Okay, those are your signature statements. So she's got the name Donna written on her, and I'm taking that's probably on that arm area for that. And so that is an important bit of information. And maybe what I should do, let me see. I'll talk to see whether we should add that into the description or not. So, and oh, yes, dogs. So, where I want to leave you guys is with this. On Wednesday, November 29th at 11 a.m. So, especially for those of you guys that are not in this wonderful Hawaii time zone, there is going to be a press conference that the Cleveland Family Center for Missing Children and Adults has called for. All family members are going to be there to talk about Michelle and her disappearance and bring attention to her disappearance. So that's going to be at 11 a.m. Ohio time. So I'm thinking that's Eastern time, if I'm right. Thank you. That's a good one to bring because that's what we do. When we're looking for someone, when we're trying to find someone, we find that one thing that seems to just click in our heads. Sometimes it's a smile. Sometimes it's okay. It's their eyes, like you're saying right here. Keep a lookout for her eyes because there's definitely, yeah. Okay, there's just, we all have that one little thing about us that seems to make us very easy to recognize in a crowd. So yeah, she definitely that. Eastern. Okay, thank you. This Hawaiian chick out here does not know her time zone some days. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for that news story as it does. I'm sure it's going to bring out new news stories. It's going to, we don't know, maybe new information. Who knows? Who knows? It's not the police. This is not the police doing this press conference. This is the family center who has decided that this needs, yes, flawless skin. I mean, as Miss Rosacea here, I would love to have skin like that. Her skin is gorgeous. It really is. And so things to keep an eye out for that. And in the end, I always look at something. And Ebony, if there's something you would like me to end comment wise, please let me know. If not, I do have one of your quotes from before, but let me know and I can bring that up. If not, I have a comment that you had left for Michelle on one of your interviews, but I can always change that if you want me to. I forgot to ask you that. And yeah, if you please send good vibes. Yes. If you pray, okay, please send your prayers up in her direction. Okay, please send your prayers up in her direction, her family's direction, her niece nephew direction. I don't know if they're nieces, nephews, or both. Okay, I think I heard of a nephew. Um, just say prayers, send light and energy their direction, and let's see what we can do for all of that. And but the one thing that got me so much over and over when I watched that original video from the beginning is her family talking about her. And and sorry, I need to bring this up because Cristola also wanted to let Ebony know that she's beautiful too. And also had to share that out. I forgot I have your profile picture up there too. So, okay, there we go. So just pray for her safe return. I know Ebony at one time just said, we just love you and we want you home. And this is the holidays. This is the time we need to bring her home to her family. So if you guys can help me, please share this video out. It's also on Facebook, guys. So if you guys could share that video out on Facebook. I'll also get the posters out again. If I need to update them beforehand, I will update them with the tattoo information. but yeah, prayers. And I will update you guys on Wednesday. And of course, we do our live on Wednesday, so hopefully I'll have a little update for you at that time of anything that popped up. And also, I don't know which channel we're on. I think we're on her channel this week, but we have figured out how to do duo lives, but that was for the game, more or less. So hope all you guys are having an amazing holiday. Hope you didn't go crazy buying stuff for Black Friday, but if you're like me, you did that. But other than that, I really, really hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I will get things posted. Other than that, aloha, mahalo, love each and every one of you, and we'll talk soon. Bye.